Roadhogger here. I've stopped at the picnic area on a rest area off I-95. I thought I would do a short video on camp cookery, some of the equipment I'm taking along with me. I actually haven't decided whether or not I'm going to actually cook here, but who knows? Maybe I will. So I brought the stuff to cook, so we'll see. Let me start dragging stuff out of the bag. Roadhogger here again. I was going to go over some of the gear I was going to take on my 2023 retirement ride, which is coming up at the end of this month, May. And last year I took like a half-size butane stove, which worked out rather well. I used it several times, and it did a really good job. Had a smaller footprint than the full-size ones that you see available everywhere, like Asian stores and whatnot. A lot of people use those MSR stoves and stuff, and they're fine, except for those gas cylinders are like $7 a piece, and they last quite a bit of time, and they do a high BTU heat output, and they're very compact. But the fact of the matter is, I'm pretty damn clumsy, so I hate to be in a situation where I bobble my dinner and the next thing you know it's available for all the woodland creatures instead of for me. So anyway, this year I decided I was looking around for a different system. I still like the butane thing. The gas cylinders are very cheap, and when I was doing Boy Scouting, the things lasted like a weekend and still had fuel left over from cooking and doing coffee. So, and we had the big 20 cup coffee pots because there's a bunch of adults along with this and stuff. So anyway, I ended up getting this gas one stove, and it's actually pretty compact than some of the other ones you see. So it's like a Swiss Army knife of stoves. You open this thing up. This side flips out. These spread out so you have a larger cooking surface on them. The gas can, you just line up the notch with the notch on the inside and just push it on, and it just pops off. It's not like the other stoves where you have a locking lever that you push down to lock the cylinder in place. So you get the cylinder in place, you lock it down, and then you have this like really large cooking surface. And I mean, you'd have to be well, I can be really clumsy, but you have to be real super clumsy to knock your pot off of this darn thing, because it's pretty big. You push this in, click it. I don't know if you can see it, but can you hear it whooshing? It's heating. So it's pretty good. I mean, I've used this at home, and it does a pretty good job. So got this over here. So like on your cooking gear, I've got my United States Army cooking pan system set, and I've had this since Boy Scouts, so this thing's lasted a long time. It's a little bit dinged up and all, but it's still serviceable. It's the stainless steel one, not the aluminum ones that you get nowadays, which I would shy away from if possible, because those things they're just not very robust. You have to really watch. They'll dent really easy. So as you can see, you can put this on here. I can fry, So I actually have a video from last year where I went to Tuckney Springs, and I cooked in this thing for breakfast and all. So that was actually pretty good. So and then for a cooking pot, I have this blue enamel cooking pot thing. It's not like Ken Rollins, who uses all cast iron stuff, and I see motorcyclists use cast iron skillets and stuff, but that's kind of a lot of weight to wrestle around even on a motorcycle. I don't even know how other people do it, but this is pretty good size. It can do your ramen noodles, soups, stews, whatnot. you know, I'm a big proponent in trying to keep mess levels down as much as possible. So you boil water in this thing and then just put your cans of Dinty Moore stew in here, or your food items, and heat them up. I mean, like I was saying in my other video, it's like you don't need it so boiling hot that you got to wait 10 minutes for it to get to a temperature where you can eat it. You just needed to get it to eating temperature, you know. So I really like these cotton dish towels. You get like 10 of these for $5 at like Walmart. Thing is like when they get so stained, because you know, who wants to ruin your good bought kitchen towels and stuff? But when these things get like dirty, ripped up, or nasty, you can always use them to clean your bike or polish glass or check your oil and all that. And then when they get to be so bad that they look like they're really ready to be tossed out, you can still cut them up and use them for gun patches to clean your weapons. So I really do like these. The other thing in the bag is I have this. I got this at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. It's a silicone pot holder, you know, you can do that, and then a regular pot holder. Some people like to use gloves. I have gloves, but you know what? This is flat. It fits in the bag, so got all that. Now, let's see. Oh yeah, camp food's next. So camp food. This is not like I'm going to go be backpacking, hiking on the Appalachian Trail where I got to carry everything with me because I'm going to be in the total wilderness. I'm going to be riding the motorcycle, and all I'm looking for is to carry maybe 1 or 2 days worth of rations for like a breakfast, maybe a lunch, maybe a supper, you know, something versatile, because you know, you can always do breakfast for supper. I mean, I've done that before. I had eggs, pancakes, and whatever for supper. So the other thing is because you can forage while you're on the road. I mean, you can always stop at a Dollar General or a Dollar Tree or Walmart or something like that and pick up, you know, ready to eat stuff, or you know, instead of going to fast food restaurants, because believe me, fast food restaurants, this is almost damn near as expensive as a regular sit-down restaurant nowadays. So I'm looking for stuff that I can like cook down and dirty in campground, and so some of the things that I come up with is, I hate to say, you know, processed meats and all that kind of thing, but I'm a okay boomer Spam kind of guy, and Spam singles. If you can find these things are the greatest. You know, you have a slice of this, fry that up in the morning with an egg or whatever. You know, you're like good to go. I found these. Getting back to processed meats. Vienna sausages. I mean, you can use this to dump into your ramen noodles or your any kind of a meal pack that you got and all that, you know, to add some more protein to your system. Cans of tuna, cans of chicken, you know, they have all that stuff in pouches nowadays too. I mean, you can do the pouches, you can do the cans. Most of them like to have a pop top, which makes it real easy. This one does not have a pop top on it, though. I always carry on my motorcycle keychain. I carry my my P38 John Wayne, a little something left over from the days of my father, who was in the military, who used to bring me home some K&C rations, and it's funny, I used to eat that stuff up, and he goes, yeah, you eat that for like a month in the field, and says, see how much you like it, especially some of the real weird ones, the lima beans and ham or whatever. But they used to come with the P38 John Wayne in there to open the can. I'm not going to demo it. I know how to use one. But anyway, so if you don't get a pop top or a pouch, you're going to need a can opener. So that. I found these at Big Lots, and I did this on my Itchituckney trip where I had these. These are like an individual serving. They do not require refrigeration unless there's anything left over. But believe me, when you're in the field, this is like a single portion. These things, you can cut them up, put them with your breakfast sandwiches, cook them in with your regular food if you're doing some sort of fried vegetable dish or whatever, or whatnot, if you need cheese on it. And these things actually come in, this is a bacon Gouda, but they have a smoked Gouda, they have a jalapeno cheddar, just a regular mild cheddar. Again, the one thing is that it's shelf stable. It doesn't require refrigeration until after you open it, and that's what I want out of a lot of this. It is kind of expensive at $2.99. I got these at Big Lots. They don't have them there all the time, but when they do, I pick up quite a few of them because you know, you can always put them in your bug out bag, right? The other thing is, a lot of people seem to do those mountain freeze-dried meals, and they are good, but you know, they're pricey. They're like $10 to $12 for those things, and all you do is just pour boiling water in them and wait 10 or 15 minutes, give it a stir, and away you go. No preservatives, colorings, blah 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 blah. I've found that again at Big Lots, but there's been other places also, and I found these also at Costco, but they have these in a pouch microwave meals. This one here is vegetable tikka marsala. It's same thing, no artificial colors, gluten-free, no flavor, artificial flavor preservatives. It's kosher and vegetarian if you're so inclined. One of the reasons I like them is because it's only 140 calorie per serving, so that's 280 for this one pouch because it's a 2-serving pouch. And for the most part, I can eat pretty much this whole thing, no problem. The sodium is only 470. I do have to watch my salt, even though when you're traveling, you do need your electrolytes and all. So it's electrolytes, not just salt. So, you know, this is also good for your meals and all. The other thing I found was these individual portions, practically. This actually says 1 serving. These pouches of microwavable rice, and they come in all different kinds. You can get, this one is jasmine, you can get brown, you can get basmati. There's all different kinds of flavor. They even have a Spanish rice version. These basically are, you just microwave these things for 90 seconds or whatever, and it's piping hot. What I suggest to do is, and I've tried this and it actually works, is you get your cooking pot here, you put your pouches in, add your water to level. That way you know you're going to be heating up enough water. You remove the pouches, shake off the water or whatever, or use your cotton towel to wipe it down. Then bring the water to a boil. Once it's to a rolling boil, shut the heat off, put your pouches in there, let it sit for 10 minutes. I mean, every once in a while, if it doesn't seem like it's getting hot enough, you can always just turn the heat back on for a little bit. It's not going to hurt it. Just to keep it on low. These pouches will actually mush down in the pot, so they're completely covered by the water also. And you just need to get them up to eating temperature. You know, I mean, I see a lot of videos, people like bring their stuff up. It's like so hot, they gotta sit there and they gotta wait 10 minutes for it to cool down so they don't burn the tongue or the roof of your mouth. You know what? Like I said, you only need to bring it up to eating temperature. That's all you need to do. As a matter of fact, push comes to shove, you can actually eat this stuff right out of the bag. You know. The other thing is breakfasts and stuff. I have used these before. It's the freeze-dried hash browns that come with, that you can buy at almost any grocery store or whatever. It's got a fill line where you fill it with boiling water and then you let it sit for, 12 minutes. And then it's hydrated enough where you can like pour off the extra water and then cook. The one thing I found with these is, if you, the night before, if you put this in a Ziploc baggie and then measure the amount of water you need and throw it in the Ziploc baggie, squeeze out the air, let it sit overnight, it will be hydrated enough in the morning where you can cook it with your breakfast, with the Spam and And other people were talking about, how do you transport an egg? Well, I have another of my dish towels here, and lo and behold, there's the egg in the dish towel, you know. So all you gotta do is like here, roll the top over, put another 2 eggs in here, then roll them up, and they'll stay pretty cushy. You can stick them in your pot here or whatever, so they won't get crushed or whatever, or put them somewhere where they won't get something heavy falling on them, and that'll be good. So there's your egg. So you have your, you know, you're wanting to have breakfast in the morning. You've hydrated your hash browns overnight. You got your Spam, you got your egg, you got your pan. And then other people are like, what about oils and stuff? And you can transport butter unrefrigerated for a while, but it's not really a good idea, because butter by itself, after it gets too hot and over room temperature, it's got all the water and milk solids in it, so it's going to be a bloody mess. Olive oil and coconut oil, I've seen people use those also. You know, there's been this whole big controversy with olive oil. Is it real olive oil, or has it got soybean oil mixed in with it and all? And you know, when you end up getting the quote better olive oil, it gets to be really expensive also. So one of the things that I like to cook with, and I did this before, is I like ghee, which is clarified butter. Really, I mean, it's been cooked where the milk is all evaporated out of it, and they take the solids out. Now, this does look like it has some solids in it of some description, but I don't know. It doesn't say to refrigerate it, and that's one of the reasons why I like ghee. Number one, it's got a higher flash point than olive oil at like 400 degrees, so you know, you don't really have a problem too much frying with this stuff. It's shelf stable. You don't have to refrigerate it. It is expensive. This one bottle at Publix was like $9, but I've really only ever seen it come in like glass jars, and transporting glass jars when you're on a motorcycle is not really the best idea. And so my idea for this is, wow, it already says ghee on the bottle. It already comes in its own little squeezy bottle and stuff. So I plan on saving the bottle, cleaning it out. You can go online and look, because like making your own clarified butter and ghee is not rocket science. It's basically 4 sticks of regular butter will make 12 ounces of ghee, and it only takes like 20 minutes. You just got to watch that you don't burn it while you're evaporating out the water, and you don't want the milk solids burning on the bottom. Browning it a little bit more will make it more nutty, but it's still buttery. And the one thing about ghee is, you can, if you have toast, if you're going to make toast on the campfire or something like that, you can put some ghee on it, and then get some packets of honey or jam from Waffle House. If you ask nicely, they'll give you a few extra packets, and there you go. You know, I mean, you know, it's pretty versatile as far as a cooking oil goes. Those Indians have got it down on this kind of stuff, so that's not a bad idea. Cookware. I got this cookware set. I had it last year. I didn't take all of it with me. I only took a few items because I didn't really need that much, but I got this on Amazon for like 20 bucks. I've made some modifications to it. I mean, it's got tongs, a ladle, a pair of shears for cutting chicken and all. Oh, this is where I keep my bag of condiments and stuff. I got, you know, there's like a jelly from Waffle House, and a honey, some soy sauce, some duck sauce, some mustard. I got a packet from the ramen noodles that I have in here, because you can make like a bouillon to drink, or you can pour this over the boil in a bag rice, you know, and add meat to it and such. So yeah, a few condiment and things. Spatula, rice paddle, knife. It's adequate. Oh, I have this can opener. It's one of those ones that no sharp edges when it opens it up. And then there's a cutting board in here also. So yeah, I think last year, I think the only thing I took was a spatula, and that was about it, because I really didn't do a lot of heavy duty cooking when I was out on the road. I may not take all of it with this also, because, you know, I mean, it is pretty compact, flat, and all, but really don't need all that gear. I just basically need a spoon and a spatula. So anyway, that's the cooking gear package. Well, that's it for my cooking gear. What I plan on doing. I'm probably not going to cook out a whole lot, but anyway, I've got the stuff to cook if I have to cook, and I'll be carrying some food. You know, I'll be foraging for victuals while I'm on the road anyway. There'll be some eating out, so yeah, I don't anticipate going hungry, that's for sure, when I'm on the road. So anyway, that concludes this video. This is Road Hogger saying goodbye and God bless.